Things are never quite what they seem. We think we understand the world around us, but really, we only see the outside, what it seems to be. I used to be like you. I believed in humanity, the podcasters, soap commercials, and soap commercials? Who the hell wrote this? Anyway, one day the world kicks you in the teeth, and you don't have any choice but to see things the way they are. My name is Satsunami. My story is the one where an ordinary red panda has something extraordinary happen to him. Maybe it was supposed to happen. Maybe it was my destiny, or my karma, or maybe I just wrote it into the script. I know one thing for sure. Nothing's ever going to be the same again.
Hey Satsu, ready for Quantic Dream Month? What the hell is going on here?
Oh, thank God you're here, Jules. You've got to help me. I think I'm being blackmailed.
Calm down, it can't be that bad. How do you know it's not just someone trolling you?
Because I got this in the mail.
Milk, bread, eggs. Satsu, this is a shopping list.
The other side.
Are you prepared to suffer to save your podcast? You have 4 games to review, otherwise I will let everyone know your darkest gaming secret. You will find the first game in the box. Oh, it can't be that bad.
It's Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy.
Oh dear God! So you're saying we have to do a full month of...
That's right. Welcome to Quantic Dream Month. Hello everybody and welcome to the first episode of Quantic Dream Month. My name's Satsunami and joining me today is none other than the Mayan expert / AI expert / Matrix expert. You know where I'm going with this joke. It's BadGamesJules. Jules, welcome back.
Glad to be here. Glad my expertise of bad games is finally coming to play.
Yeah, it's a very long list. I'm not going to lie. It's an impressive CV, but nevertheless, very, very long. It's like, oh, interesting. But yeah, other than the game we're going to be talking about today, and trust me, we'll have a lot to say. Yeah, how are you doing today?
Doing great. We're about to get a bunch of snow here, so preparing for that. If it gets real bad, I guess I'll replay all the games again just to torture myself.
So what you're saying is there isn't a 8-foot Mayan man walking around your neighbourhood, or a see-through transparent AI bro walking about, or...
It might happen. We're supposed to get about 15 inches, so I could be stuck in Fahrenheit, literally. And that could happen. I'll look outside. If it happens, I'll send you pictures. Be like, look, it's happening.
It's like, you know that old joke of, is this a JoJo reference? Is this a Fahrenheit reference?
I'll have to take a picture of all the snow and be like, Fahrenheit reference, anyone? Everyone always jokes about, oh my gosh, it's heavily raining, heavy rain or Silent Hill fog. We need to start doing it for snow with Fahrenheit.
The sad thing is, I'm actually really upset that never took off to be like, oh, is this Fahrenheit? I mean, maybe David Cage does it. I don't know.
Oh, for sure. He's been like trying to make it an inside joke with his family for years, and they're just like, haha, David, yes, very, very funny, dear.
Do you get it? Because my OC Lucas, yes, we get it, dear. Yes, we get it. No, but you don't understand, he's dead. And the geopolitical nature of humanity. Yes, we get it. We get it, dear, please.
You bring this up at every dinner party, dear, please.
Please, put the baguette down. I am the hero of humanity. You know, so on and so forth. But anyway, let's not give David any ideas for his next game.
Oh boy. We're going to somehow be in it. We're going to be like 2 podcasters that just die in whatever weather atrocity he makes up for the next one.
As bad as that would be, I would be so down for that. Like, David, Mr. Cage, if you're listening, put us in the game. We're ready, coach, we're ready. Oh, but make sure it's like an overly complicated prompt so that I can't do it and then just get crushed. That being said, today, of course, we are talking about weirdly enough, we're starting off with his second game, that of course being Fahrenheit, that of course being Indigo Prophecy, that of course being Fahrenheit, Indigo Prophecy. And if you think, Satsu, your microphone's playing up, kind of. This game has quite a few titles. Well, technically it only has 2. I mean, I'm overselling it. But yeah, Fahrenheit is an interesting one because, and correct me if I'm wrong, but was it not because Fahrenheit had the same name as and I can't believe I'm saying this in the same sentence as Indigo Prophecy, but was it not because of the 9/11 documentary?
I believe so, because I know that they did have to change it here, but everywhere else it's Fahrenheit. But they're like, okay, we gotta come up with something completely different. Indigo Prophecy. Even though in my opinion, I feel like the title name being Indigo Prophecy makes more sense to the plot than Fahrenheit. To me, Fahrenheit's like, oh, because, ooh, look how cold it gets.
Yeah, but can you imagine them calling it like, ooh, it's Celsius?
That'd be so much funnier.
Well, all the Americans going, oh, it's so exotic. What's a Celsius?
It's so funny. My stream audience is mostly non-American, so every time it would show the Fahrenheit on the screen, I'd be like, hold on, chat, I have to convert it for you.
I have to say, I was the exact same in this game. I was like, what the hell is that? Like, is it cold? I mean, it's snowing. I guess it's cold. And then it's like, oh, it's minus 15 Fahrenheit. And I'm like, is that bad? Is that good? I'm going to guess it's bad, but I don't know.
Well, it gets to a point in the game where it's like negative 67 or something, and it's like, yeah, that's just bad overall all around.
Yeah, that's just the Arctic at that point. Well, sorry, maybe back then, nowadays, global warming, etc. Yeah, it's a wee bit toastier. That's another episode. But yeah, of course, today we're going to be talking about that second game from the one and only French enigma, David Cage. And I'm going to blow your mind here. Did you know that that's not his real name?
It's not. Oh, no, I did not know that.
See, I was going to tell you before we came on, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to drop this truth bomb. You can't see it, but I'm holding up a fake microphone going, boom. There we go. So his real name, and I'm going to butcher the pronunciation of this, it is David de Grutola, I think. And again, you know, I didn't pass higher French in school, so I understand it, I just can't speak it. Yeah, he decided to take the pseudonym David Cage, which I can see why.
Is it after Nick Cage? Did he get inspired by Nick Cage? It was like, that's a badass name. Let me take that.
I have no idea, to be quite honest. Again, it's a cool name, but what I actually found quite interesting as well is, did you know that video game design and things, it wasn't the thing he initially got into this field in? It was more to do with music.
Okay, that's surprising. I thought it'd be definitely more towards movies, because every time that he makes a game, it's like a point that's like, oh, it's an interactive movie experience, or like an interactive experience, unlike anything you'll ever play. And it's like, true enough, most of his games do have that feeling of, I cannot play this kind of game anywhere else, for better or for worse.
He started a company in, I want to say it was 1993, so I was born, but just to witness the rise of a company.
Oh, man.
Yeah, a rise called Totem Interactive, which apparently, it was a music and sound production company, but it's worked in a bunch of different fields, so like television programs, films, video games, all of that. And eventually, after working on a few games, he would go on to found Quantic Dream in 1997. Yeah, but 4 years later, he decided, screw this, I'm going to make my own video games, which is absolutely wild. And for anyone who doesn't know who David Cage is, you might know games like Heavy Rain, Detroit Become Human, and maybe the lesser Beyond Two Souls, but we'll get onto that in a couple of weeks.
Oh,
but,
we will.
Yeah, we will. But his first debut game with Quantic Dream, and if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but the reason he called it Quantic Dream, I think he said it was something to do with, he wanted something that sounded quite futuristic and high tech, but also something that evoked like a fantasy. So the dream part and the quantic part, we've put them together. The best combination, since I was about to make a terrible Heavy Rain joke, and for legal reasons, I'm not gonna. It involves a truck. Anyway, moving on. To all the Heavy Rain fans out there, they'll be like, yeah, we know where you were going with that. But yeah, it wasn't until 1999 that he released a game called Omicron, the Nomad Soul. And one of my friends, very good friends in the podcasting sphere, Dan from Gaming Views, has been asking me to play that for the longest time and review it.
Boy.
Have you heard of that game?
I have heard of it. I don't really know anything of it. But yeah, I vaguely am aware of its existence, but I have not researched it further.
Yeah, all I remember is it's a kind of sci-fi, I want to say it's a roleplay game, but, well, I mean, it probably is. Let's face it, all the games are roleplay games. But it also has David Bowie in it, would you believe?
Wow.
The David Bowie, yeah. I'm not even joking there.
Close friend of David Cage, David Bowie.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what dirt he had on him to get him into Omicron, but hey-ho. He was pushing the envelope for really what defined a game, and I do have thoughts on that. I've got positive thoughts, I've got negative thoughts. I have thoughts, right. It wouldn't be until 2005 where I think he really took off with Quantic Dream, and that, of course, was the debut of Indigo Prophecy. Now, before I go on, what is your experience with this game, Jules? Is this a game that you played at the time, or is it one that you played in retrospect? What's the deal?
I was 8 years old when the game came out, so I had no idea of the game. I want to say I watched, like, when YouTube became popular, the Let's Plays became popular around like 2012, I would say. I think I watched a couple of YouTubers play it. I can't recall. PewDiePie might have been one of them that played it. I know that's how I got into Heavy Rain, was watching PewDiePie's playthrough of it. But I remember watching some YouTuber playing it, and I was like, oh, this seems interesting. I kind of want to play it on my own, but then I didn't until many years later. And the first time I played it was about 8 years ago. And then after the one playthrough, I was like, I'm good. I'm never playing this game again. What a lie. I just replayed it recently.
You did. I was there. Yeah, I am so sorry for that.
No, I was like, I could easily just watch someone play the game, but I was like, no, let me get the real experience again to see how I feel. I played it on PC the first time 8 years ago, and I feel like the controls are so much worse on PC because you just see the Simon Says part, and it's like, what am I trying to press here? Like, what?
So, as someone who played it on the PC, it's the WASD keys and the directional keys on the keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
Usually for these types of theme months, if I've got them on Steam, then I'll play them on the Steam Deck, like I did with Resident Evil. I played the majority of them on the Steam Deck. I thought I could take it on the go, essentially. So I thought, for this game that at this point is 21 years old...
It can drink. It's legal.
Yeah.
We'll talk about a section about drinking.
Oh, yeah, we will. And CPR, would you believe?
We have exciting things to talk about ahead.
Oh, yeah. Get your notepads ready, guys. But yeah, I was like, okay, I'll play it on the Steam Deck. I'll carry it around and whatnot. I prefer to be mobile as I play these games. Unfortunately, I could not play this game on the Steam Deck. And I've got no idea how people play it on the Steam Deck because, you know, at the very beginning when you load up the game and it asks you for your name and your mother's maiden name and a number, you
your
know.
social security.
Yeah, but I asked you all this information. I couldn't even get past that bit. The game froze every time I put in my name.
It did not like your name. It knew. It was like, wait a minute, why are you playing this?
It wasn't like I was putting in something stupid like Thrill House or something. It was like, genuinely, it was just my name. And it's like, no, I don't like you.
You had to type in David Cage.
Yeah, Cage David. It's like, no. What's his name again? David Grutola? No. Can't do it. Yeah, so I had to play this on the PC. It wasn't a good experience. I'm not going to lie. The game is more interesting than the mechanics. And again, we will get onto that. I think what was scarier as well was when I started playing it. Last year was the first time I actually played Fahrenheit, would you believe? It's one of these games, and I don't know if you'll relate to this, but do you ever remember, you know, in Blockbuster and these kind of like video rental places, there was always that game or film that, you know, had a very distinctive cover, and they always had it out, and you never really watched it. Like Jack Frost was the one I always remember because you always saw the Jack Nicholson that was like the family-friendly one.
Yeah.
And then you had Jack Frost, the horror film, right beside it. And the same with, I think it's Condemned Criminal Origins. I never played it at the time because my parents were very strict in what I played, so there was no way in hell I was going to be playing Fahrenheit where he's like holding a knife and he's drenched in blood. So no, that was a
It's
big
just
no.
jelly, don't worry. He's making a sandwich.
Jelly-filled donuts, as it were. Yeah. The 4Kids version. But yeah, it was one of these games I kept seeing around. I'd heard about Fahrenheit. I heard my friends had played it. But again, like you, I'd only seen people play it really on YouTube, you know, so I knew nothing about this game. The only scene that I did know about was the Matrix fight in the air, which we will talk about, of course, later. That was just wild. But yeah, I never really played this when it came out. Everybody I've talked to who has played it say it's quite memorable for the most part, you know, that they remember enjoying it at least. And the thing that's absolutely wild about this, and it's the same with Heavy Rain, which we will be talking about next week, but the script for this, do you want to guess how many pages the script was for Indigo Prophecy?
Oh man, I can't imagine. Knowing David Cage, I'm going to say over 500 pages because he's just like, okay, here's all these different dialogues I have in my head.
You were close. It's actually 2,000.
off by 1,500, just a little bit.
Just a tad. I don't know if that counts legally as a weapon, because I've seen the script for Detroit Become Human. I think that's even longer.
Oh, I'd imagine.
It's like, if you drop that from a small height, you would break the table. There is no way anybody is getting out of that unscathed. And I looked at it and thought, this is ridiculous. You know, it's like, you should really split it up. And it's like, no. This is my artistic vision. I want the rainforest gone, okay? I want it gone. I want to print my manuscript on every single one. Absolutely crazy. Funny enough, I was saying this to you just before we came on tonight, that I put out a tweet saying to people, oh, what do you think of Fahrenheit and what do you think of Heavy Rain? Lots of people have opinions about Heavy Rain. Nobody has an opinion about this game.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah, the crickets, they were out in force. That's all I'll say. They were out in force. But on that horrifying note, will we jump into again, this is something I always say, the good, the bad, and the downright weird, but I feel as if the downright weird really skewed.
Oh, for sure.
There's a lot of weird, isn't there?
Yeah, 100%. I can say it's one of the weirdest games I've ever played. Like, downright, I can say that it's up there.
And I mean, I'm someone who's played Deadly Premonition.
That's on my list of things to play.
It's such a good game. Again, it's terrible gameplay, but it's so good. I don't know how to describe it. It's like its own bubble of just weirdness and amazingness.
Yeah.
This game, on the other hand, is just a bubble of questionable content. So without any further ado, go get your winter jackets, whether it's sunny or rainy outside. I don't care. I want you dressed up for it. Get your not Soviet winter hat ready. Get your AI chatbots ready, and get your, I don't even know what else. I don't know, get your tank tops ready, I guess.
Get your ex-girlfriend's boxes ready to move.
Yeah, get those boxes, get your medication tablets.
Nail your furniture down to the floor.
Yep, and we'll be right back after we avoid that fridge. Whoa! Oh, God. Welcome to Chatsunami, a Scottish variety podcast that discusses topics from gaming and films to anime and general interests. Join me, your host, Satsunami, as well as the rest of our Chatsunami team for our takes on these very important pop culture topics.
Sir, it's clearly a trap. I accept your fate! That happens 3 times in the film. Like, every time that general goes, don't do this one thing, he goes, do you know what I'm gonna do? That's the exact
It does as well. She had the pointy teeth. What was that about?
She looked like Bilbo when he wants the ring back.
She did, didn't she? I just want the lightsaber one more time.
Parasite says, no, you will get back into your office and work.
No, says the man in Zoom. Yeah. Trousers are for the working man.
You're bursting into your hotel room. Honey, we need to go.
Leave the kids. You can milk an audition. Oh!
That's the worst thing you've ever said in any of the episodes.
If that sounds like your cup of tea, then you can check us out at our website, chatsunami.com, as well as all good podcast apps. As always, stay safe, stay awesome, and most importantly, stay hydrated.
Stay classy and have a banana. This has been Satsunami.
I'm sorry.
Welcome to the trailer for Gaming Views. Think of it as the demo level before the real action kicks off.
We're Dan, and every week we're bringing hot takes, breaking news, deep dives, and everything gaming related.
From the biggest headlines to retro classics, hardware breakdowns, and inside scoops on developers, we cover it all.
So level up your gaming knowledge, subscribe to Gaming Views wherever you get your podcasts, and don't miss out.
And we are back. So, let's start talking about what the heck Fahrenheit is all about.
Where do we begin?
Yeah, so Fahrenheit is one of those games, much like a lot of the Quantic Dream games. It focuses around 3 main characters. You have Lucas Kane, who at the very beginning of the game gets possessed by an unknown entity. I was about to say accidentally, but there's no accident about it. He kills a man.
In cold blood.
Yeah, and I have to say, it's such a visceral and amazing way to kick off the game. Of all the flaws that this game has, this is one of the best openings that they could have done for this game, and I love it. That, as I said, you see him in the toilet stall, you're like, oh, that's a big one he's pushing out, and then you realise, oh no, wait, he's possessed. And he comes out, sorry for that mental image, he comes out, he ends up stabbing the poor unfortunate gentleman. He comes to, he's like, oh my god, and then you have to clean up after yourself, and then, yeah, just basically find a way to escape the diner. On that side, you are trying to figure out what's going on, what the supernatural angle is for all of this, how you can clear your name from the police, and on the other side, you're also an IT man with a dead-end job. And see, as someone who, I mean, I don't work in IT, but I work in an IT-adjacent job, I think it's a low blow. See, watching the trailers, and he's like, I was just like you, I'm an IT guy. I was like, oh, screw you, David Cage.
To David Cage, you're either David himself or you're working IT. There's no other job choice.
Yeah, I was like, wow, why am I catching strays here? What did I do?
He knew this was going to happen. He can predict the future. He knew this episode was coming out, so he's like,
Well, he hasn't returned my calls. Granted, they weren't in French, so maybe. But yeah, you've got that storyline, which is probably the more interesting side of the game. And then you play as two detectives, one Carla Valente and her partner, Tyler Miles. And I'll tell you how redundant these two characters are. These two characters genuinely could have been one character.
I was about to say the same thing, that they should have just been one character, but they were like, what if we made another character? Tyler basically just comes off as the comic relief to Carla. It's like, it's not really needed, but I guess David thought his game was too serious, so it just needed a comic character.
He's the comic relief / questionable stereotype at times.
Oh, for sure.
We will get into that, because when you were playing this on stream, I kept saying to you, why does his room look like something at the 1970s? And I'm not joking, it looks like something off the set of Shaft or something. Yeah. I was like, David, do you know what you're doing here? I was kind of sitting there like, okay, he's got that big egg chair that you get in the 60s, 70s. It's all the bright colours.
There's lava lamps, like...
Yeah. I was like, there's something quite questionable about this, but we will, of course, get onto that. In fact, I'll tell you how little I think Quantic Dream think of him, and this is something I was fanboying to you about, was because it was on sale, I picked up the collector's edition of this game. Something that I found quite interesting was that they give you the game, they give you a steelbook and everything. It's really well presented, I will admit. And it's also came before my Sonic X Shadow Generations one, which I ordered a year and a half ago. It's very weird. Somehow David Cage is faster than Sonic. Slap that in a box. David Cage is faster than Sonic.
Next game, that's going to be the tagline.
It's like, you can't beat me. Oh, can I not? You know, like, oh no, David, he's got the Chaos Emerald. Anyway, oh god, my fan fiction aside. So they give you all of that. They give you a massive poster. And I'm like, I'm not a teenager anymore, so I can't put this anywhere. People aren't going to come in and go, have you got a murderer on your wall? It's like, well, actually. So they got that. They give you kind of cool postcards of the orange and purple clan, which again, we'll get onto. But one of the weird things is they give you stickers, and they give you stickers of the Mayan snake thing. They give you one of like a spiral thing. And the other two weird things is they give you a sticker of Lucas and Carla, but they don't give you one of Tyler. That to me was baffling. I was like, are you missing a sticker or something? Or you just don't give much of a you-know-what about this guy?
They were making the sticker sheet. They're like, all right, we got the main things. We're ready to ship. And then some, like one random intern in the office. Aren't we forgetting Tyler? Who?
Basketball guy. Oh, Tyler! 1970s racial stereotype. Oh, that guy. Yeah, no, right. We don't want him. It's like, oh no, David, why? Yes, in case you haven't guessed by our very subtle jokes, he's got some very problematic ideas about characters, but yeah, so anyway, back to the plot. Sorry. Carla and Tyler's storyline is basically trying to find Lucas, and sometimes they overlap really well, other times it's like, I don't know how good this is, you know. Yeah, as you say, Carla's the one one that does all the very serious investigative work, and Tyler just messes around in the background.
Pretty much.
What really baffles me is there's a scene at the very end, spoilers, where he is sitting with Carla in the office and, you know, the earth is freezing over and things are getting worse. And then his girlfriend comes and is like, move to Florida with me now. He's like, yeah, sure, I'll leave. And he leaves, and there's no impact to the story there.
Right.
No one bats an eye that Tyler's gone, not even Carla. Everyone's just like, all right, see ya. See ya.
Tyler's gone.
Who's Tyler? You know, it's like, it's so baffling. But before I ask you what you think of the plot, one thing that really completely threw me through a loop there was when the credits were popping up at the beginning, and one of the composers popped up, that being one very famous Angelo Badalamenti, who also does the music for Twin Peaks.
Oh.
Again, what dirt did David Cage have for him? I was so shocked because, I mean, his music's incredible in Twin Peaks. The theme song, the Laura Palmer suite. I'm a massive Twin Peaks fan, apologies. That's a side tangent. He's such a good composer. I'm like, what are you doing in a David Cage game? Maybe they were friends, I don't know. Honestly, that is one thing I will give the game as well. The soundtrack is actually really well done.
Yeah.
I would go as far to say that there's not really a bad soundtrack in any of the Quantic Dream games, are there?
No. From what I'm recalling, most of the music is really good. It brings the emotion of a lot of the scenes together. That's always been a good thing about the Quantic Dream games is the music. Yeah, there's like random ones here and there on the radio and stuff in Heavy Rain, in Indigo Prophecy. But for the most part, yeah, he does know how to nail emotionalness in music in his games.
It is honestly incredible to play these games, and although you'll get a game that's either good or bad, at least you'll get a good music score from it. That's like the Pyrrhic victory we've got going on here. It's like, yeah, it may be terrible, but we'll always have the music. But going back to the plot, what were your thoughts on it? See, going back to play it, because I'm so curious to hear what you thought of it to begin with.
It gives you this very interesting premise of playing as the quote-unquote the killer and then the cops. I do like that premise for the most part, but the thought in my mind that kept happening to me was, wow, this is just a worse story version of Heavy Rain, because you know who does the murder. So you kind of have this lopsided investigation going on, because while you're playing as Lucas, it's like, yeah, we're trying to escape the cops and stuff, but then you're also playing as the cops, so you know what Lucas is doing, essentially. It's a cool concept of playing as both sides. However, I feel like it's done better in Heavy Rain because you don't know who the origami killer is while you're playing through it. So it's just this very interesting mindset of you want to be rooting for all the characters. But in Indigo Prophecy, eventually you're going to have the downfall of someone because you're going to prefer one side over the other, just simply because you know more than both the sides.
So it's basically, do you side with the person who's trying to uphold justice, keep the streets safer, or do you side with the person who has an addiction to duck soup, you know? Yeah, seriously, if you play this game, check his cupboards. It's nothing but duck soup. I don't know if this is like a French joke, if I'm too British to understand.
As an American, I'm like, what is duck soup? I've never heard of this.
Yeah, I was going to ask, I mean, you've never had duck soup in a cold day. Is there such a demand for going to, I mean, I assume Costco you go down to, and it's like, oh yeah, I'll take the lot. You know that old joke in films and TV shows where they just put their hand out at the back of a shelf and they walk forward and everything just goes into their trolley? That's how I imagine Lucas is like, oh, I'm at a dead-end IT job, I better stack up or on some soup. What is wrong with you?
Like, the joke in America is definitely like the instant noodles. Oh, your cupboards are full of instant noodles. That's like the cheapest thing that you can buy at like Costco.
Same
But I
here,
guess in France, the equivalent is duck soup.
I get it not being branded because that would be so funny. A duck soup brand was like, oh, we're taking you to French court. You know, it's like court, but more David Cage-esque, more QuickTime events.
Phoenix Wright by David Cage, coming 2027.
Oh, God, I wish. Honestly, we'll get to that of what games we want him to direct. But, oh, honestly, again, that's a very minor nitpick. I mean, it makes the game that much richer. Because it's
but
like...
the thing about it is like, there's so much downtime of you looking at your environment that you can't not notice it. There's so many parts of the game where you're like in Lucas's apartment or you're around the police station and you have to interact with it to move the story forward. So it's not like you can actually miss it, honestly, because you're going to get bored just standing around in Lucas's apartment. So you're gonna go through all the shelves and be like, huh, just duck soup.
And I mean, it's so baffling because as we were talking about, you know, you have the very strong introduction and then, yeah, it kind of flips between use Carla / et al. Sorry, Tyler, that's cruel. But, you know, you switch between them to Lucas, again, sorting out his duck soup, sorting out his taxes, and then more supernatural stuff starts happening to him. I'm half expecting Hagrid to kick down his door and be like, you're supernatural, Lucas. Would you say the first bit of the game, at least the first third, is a solid game?
Oh, 100%. I feel like the very beginning of the game up until, I want to say where the first section, when they flash back to the childhood of Lucas and Marcus, up until there, that whole part of the game, up until that, is very solid because you're invested of where is this going to go, who's going to crack, what's going to happen, is what are my choices affecting on both sides here. But then once we get to the flashback, I feel that gameplay alone in that section caused me pain.
Oh, it's horrible. It is honestly the worst part of this game.
Oh, 100%.
Considering there's a sex minigame in this game. And again, before anyone goes, huh? What? I'm not even joking. I genuinely was sat there flabbergasted. My gas was flabbered, as it were, because I knew, obviously, in a lot of David Cage games, I mean, he's French, and I know it's a stereotype, but come on now. There's a lot of romance in the games. I was actually trying to think about this, about the role that romance has in David Cage games. And again, I can't speak for Omicron because I haven't played it. As of recording this episode, don't you worry, I'm sure I'll get it on the bucket list. But for Fahrenheit, you basically sleep with your ex-girlfriend, and then spoilers, you sleep with another character, which we will get onto. But in the console version, they obviously patched it out because we're not degenerates.
Of course. Of
course, yes, we're very mature gamers here. But yeah, in the PC version, they haven't patched it out. And I'm not even joking. I'm not saying this as a, oh, haha, I had no idea. No, I literally had zero clue. I thought they were going to fade out to black. But no, it's like, oh, press up to, you know, fill in the blank. And I was like, oh my God. Did he really program a minigame for this? Yes, he did. Spoilers. Yep. See, other than Detroit, he has like I mean, he doesn't have prompts for the other ones because, and for obvious reasons, a lot of the classification boards are very much telling him, no, you can't have this in the game because you have to have some standards, is what I'm saying. You've got a scene like that in Heavy Rain where it's between Ethan and Madison, where they do it on a dirty motel floor. We'll get onto that. I'm still not over that.
Oh, no.
There was a bed right there.
Right.
I'm saying. At least, I know that sounds disgusting, but at least in Fahrenheit, they do it on the bed. That's right.
That's the bar that we're at.
But what's even weirder is Beyond Two Souls, and I can't believe this is the phrase that I'm choosing to describe this, they make you a ghost cuck and like they make you watch in the corner.
I think you're the first person to ever say that sentence.
Yeah, I think I am as well. Ghostbusters, ghost cuck, you know, one in the same universe. You're sitting in the corner and it's so uncomfortable. I mean, you can technically turn around the camera, I suppose, but you can still hear it. It's like, you shouldn't be in the room at all. Fade to black, for God's sake, is what the lesson is. But
especially considering the context of who Aiden is in that story. Like, that's 1,000 times worse.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Don't you worry, we'll get to that.
That's what I'll leave it at there, is that considering who Aiden is, it's so much worse.
There's going to be someone listening out there going, no, go back to the ghost cuck, tell me, what did I miss?
That's what I tuned in for.
See, in 2 weeks, you've got 2 weeks to wait until that episode. But yeah, oh God, that game aside, and trust me, we will get onto that game. I do not like Beyond. Yeah, I'm just putting my cards out there. I would take this over Beyond 1,000,000 times. And again, moving away from that scene. Honestly, I feel as if, and for obvious reasons, the gameplay feels quite primitive because it's like, and people always say, oh, it's like a Simon Says, and it's quite confusing. Did you find it confusing when you were playing through it?
Oh, absolutely. There's a tutorial for everything else in the game, which I find funny, but the one thing that should have a tutorial has none. I remember the first interaction that it pops up as, it just shows shows the 2-color Simon Says things, and you're just supposed to assume what you're supposed to do.
Did you do the tutorial?
Oh, I might have skipped the full-on tutorial, but I know in the game, it'll show prompts for L1 and R1. It's like, oh, press the L1 and R1 button to balance. And it's like, yeah, I can assume that part. But when you start the game, and I guess if you don't do the full-on tutorial, it'll just throw it on the screen, no text prior to it. And it's like, okay, it's like, oh, am I repeating this? Am I doing this at the same time? But once you realize you're supposed to do it at the same time, it's like, oh, I get this.
Right, I'm not even joking here, but you do know that you miss David Cage appearing in this game?
Oh yeah, isn't he in like like the full-on extra tutorial thing?
Yeah, and my heart stopped for a minute, and I don't mean that in a romantic sense. I mean that in a fear, fight or flight. I was sitting there, and he's like, "Hello, I am David Cage," and I was like, "Oh no!" It was horrifying. And he's like, "And this is my friend Bob," and I'm like, "Oh no, Bob!" And he's just like a crash test dummy.
Oh yes, okay, I've seen this tutorial. Yes.
Yeah, I like to think that David Cage just carries a mannequin with him everywhere, and it's like, "Yes, sir. Would you like a table in a restaurant?" And he goes, "Yes, a table for two. Me and my friend. How you say, Bob?" And the guy looks and goes, "I don't know how to deal with this. Yes, table for two. Why not?" And it's like we're bordering on Lars on the real girl territory.
David's trying to take his wife out on a nice anniversary date, and it's like, "Can we please leave Bob at home?" Never.
Never. Bob watches. It's like, no. Ghost cuck, Bob cuck, you know.
That's where it was inspired by, is his friend Bob.
It's because, and I was spamming you with this, that if you go into Wikipedia, and I could not stop laughing, it was like saying the different inspirations David Cage had for these games. And it was like for Heavy Rain, he was like, oh yeah, it was inspired, or the opening scene was inspired because he lost his son in a supermarket. And, you know, don't get me wrong, that is horrifying. I wouldn't wish that on any parent, but how did they go from that to the origami killer? That's some amazing writing. But then the other bit was when he was like, this is what I love about it, because I don't even know if it's true, but I kind of wish it was true, where it's like, oh yeah, you know the scene where you're supposed to chop off your finger in Heavy Rain? Yeah, that was inspired by a childhood incident or something, and they don't elaborate, and I'm like, you're gonna have to fill in the gaps here. Like, what are you on about?
If I ever do anything, I'll just say it was inspired by a childhood incident, just never elaborate.
Just say it's inspired by David Cage and no one will question you.
Right,
it's like, why did you commit this crime? David Cage. Oh, okay, carry on. You're free to go. We're not unpacking that today. But yeah, the first, going back to the plot, for the most part, I feel as if for the grounded elements, they are quite well done. Again, I don't like the Simon Says things, because one of the things that really annoys me is they include it in places it really shouldn't be.
Oh, yes.
Certain cutscenes where it's like, oh, you're going into the mind of this particular person who's been possessing you, and you know, you're sitting there and you're like, oh, how is this going to unfold? And yeah, you have to do Simon Says, and it's really distracting because I want to focus on the story. And don't get me wrong, for the most part, although he's got problematic elements, David Cage can write certain bits really well, you know, and you are interested to see what he's got cooked up here. But how can you sit there and be like, oh, I can't wait to see how this is going? Why is there Simon Says on my screen? Even when there's like a really boring scene later on where it's I want to say it's the Orange Clan.
Yeah, I call them the bootleg Organization 13 from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. Did someone say the door to darkness? You know, it's like just David Cage going, did someone say is he no love darkness? Like, no, David, put the cloak down. You're not in this game anymore. Although there's a really weird bonus scene that you can unlock, and it's him dancing with his own characters. He's dancing with Carla. And remember that scene where I don't know what David Cage's obsession is with women in white tank tops and white pants are, because it's in Heavy Rain. We will get onto that next week. But it's like, why do you keep putting women in these clothes?
Right.
You know, a one-off, yeah, fair enough. Two,
Yeah, I'm trying to recall if Jodie is ever in one. There might be something close.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, it's definitely a recurring theme. And it's like, okay, once fine, twice sure, 3 times a little bit of a coincidence.
Yeah, a little coinky-dink. As I've been saying a lot, the plot really starts off well. You do get invested into these characters' lives, and then a lot of it starts to go downhill when they do introduce more of the supernatural elements. See, for you personally, do you feel as if it meshes really well, or do you feel as if it, it's like oil and water? It just doesn't
I
mix
feel like
at
it
all?
was like oil and water. I could get behind if it was a simple like, oh, there's just this one entity and it just possessed someone and it's like a serial killer. But then David just took it to 11. It's like, oh, there's actually these secret clans and the Illuminati and the government's controlled by them. It's like, okay, you had me.
He sounds like Alex Jones, doesn't he? It was the government.
It's like, oh, how do I convince someone to play this? Oh, you got the Illuminati and you got these clans, and it's like, okay, I don't know if I want to play this anymore. But yeah, it's like, okay, you have this one entity, sure, and then it's like, oh no, there's actually this whole secret clan, and then the Mayans are involved, and then there's this secret other world, and it's kind of like the Matrix, and it's like you throw all these elements, and you lost me. If you keep it simple, then I feel like you could have more people on board. But the more elaborate he tried to make it, is just the more I started to check out. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna question anything. Whatever you say, David Cage.
Because that's the thing. He's said before that he got inspired by a lot of films for this. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. There's Fight Club, there's Seven, there's Jacob's Ladder, 24, I think, as well. The TV series inspired him when the perspective kind of cuts between two. So it's like you've got Lucas in his apartment, but then you've got the police officer outside knocking on the door, and you can see him, and they carry that over to Heavy Rain as well. I can't remember if they do it. I don't think they did it for Beyond and Detroit, but definitely do it for those two games. And, from a conceptual standpoint, as it were, I think it is interesting what inspirations he's brought in. But I'm sitting there looking at this game going, oh, this is slowly turning into a game of what did David Cage watch the week he programmed this? Because it's like, he'll go from something quite down to earth and gritty, like Seven, for example, and then all of a sudden they'll just switch to the Matrix. That's the bit that really lost me, was when throughout the game Lucas ends up coming back to his home. And what I absolutely love, I don't know if you thought about this as well, but there's a scene where he's coming home and the Orange Clan basically frame him so that he can get arrested. They draw the biggest pentagram they can.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, look at all this devil imagery. And I was howling because I'm like, there is no way it's this easy. That they're like, a giant pentagram, all these candles. But they just went down to Yankee Candle. It's like, how many do you want? Yes. It's just they put them up. I was like, that is so funny. Oh my God.
All right, boys, what's the most evil scent we can plant in this apartment?
Cinnamon and death. Yeah, it's like at that scene, he nearly gets arrested by the police and he does a flip and he does just basically Matrix stuff.
Right.
I love how literally in the next scene, it's the police chief being like, I don't care what happened, you gotta arrest him. And it's like, he's fucking Neo from the Matrix. What do you want me to do? Although something that I don't get is, what were the bugs about? Do you remember? You know the bugs in the...
Yes.
Yeah, what was that about? Because that's the only time you ever see them.
I have no clue. Maybe there was an infestation in Quantic Dream's office, so Dave was like, all right, I know what to put in the game to throw the player off.
Do you think he was like looking at a cockroach going, you're on my mad list. I'm going to put you in a game and you're going to be part of Simon Says. It's like, sorry, I have no idea what you're saying right now. I am a cockroach. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's never the Orange Clan are like, oh, we also have the Bug Clan.
Is it Transformers or one of these shows where it's like, yeah, you've got all these different types and then it's just bugs? It's either that or Power Rangers, but it's one of these. It's like, what power have you got? Yeah, what power have you got, Bug? Is that it? No, you've not even got a gun? Nope, Bug. This is going to be very problematic coming home. I genuinely don't know, because that's the moment he freaks out. And the thing I laugh at is, obviously, they show you it's all in his head and everything. I don't know if they put him in like a pocket dimension or something, but basically, what I'm asking is, Jules, see if you were working in an office, right? And then Jeff from accounting or something decided that he was just going to start screaming his head off, and he was like doing backflips and things in midair, just weaving in and out as if he was a boxer. Would you not call somebody at that point?
I would start questioning if I'm in the JoJo universe. Like, are stands real at this point?
That accountant is an enemy stand user. It's just so baffling because no one pulls him up. They're like, Lucas, are you okay? Right, sorry. To say before we go on, can we talk about some of the voice acting in this game?
Oh boy.
Right, because for the most part, see the main characters, they're not the worst, they're not that bad, so I can't say, oh, they were terrible. They did as best as they could with the script, right? But there's some really weird stereotypical voices. Oh, well, yeah, there's that stereotypical voice that's just clicked. But there's the guy that he works with that sounds like a stereotypical nerd, and he's like, Lucas, are you okay? I can't believe this. And you're like, what's wrong with you? I mean, even before the Indigo Prophecy and everything, that guy was just a dick.
Right.
That and he doesn't clean up his coffee, which again is a running theme in David Cage games. He doesn't clean up his liquids. But yeah, you've got that, and then you've got, is it Agatha, who's the seance woman, you know? She's basically like Madam Web, as it were. Not that Madam Web.
Lucas, I can tell you your future, Lucas.
It's that stereotypical old woman voice, isn't it? Oh, Lucas, I can't believe you're here. The Orange Clan are coming to get you.
Grandma, I don't know what you're talking about.
And then she dies. That's it. And then she comes back again in church, which I find so funny, where it's like, Agatha, I thought you were dead. Death is but a pathway for those less fortunate. Let me show you the power of the dark side. It's like the Passion of the Christ meets Star Wars, okay? It's getting very, very complicated.
That's going to be the tagline for the 30th anniversary version of this game.
It's like Star Wars. Yeah, well, it is, because Lucas Kane, as we know, is a allegory for Jesus.
Oh, of course.
I mean, did you not read that bit in the Bible where Jesus does backflips and punches an AI computer in midair? It was weird how they predicted that in Revelations, but you know what? I can see the vision. No, there's like a scene literally where he's sitting there, and after he has his chin wag with Agatha, 2 angels pop out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And they're just like, yeah, we're going to fight you. And considering there's a 2-minute sequence where all of his IKEA furniture just flies at him, I don't get it. I don't get any of the combat in this game, because it's like, yeah, he fights a 8-foot Mayan dude, he fights not Soviet soldiers, he fights an AI computer, he fights 2 angels, he fights his fridge, he fights the duck soup, he fights a punching bag to the tune of Theory of a Dead Man, which I have to say, this is honestly aging me, but when I first heard them in this game, I was like, oh my god, this is so rocking. I'm going to listen to this after. It's the only good thing that came out of this game. I was like, yeah, I'm away to listen to Santa Monica, I don't care.
It's a good song. I'll stand by that. That is a good song.
Yeah, it's so of its time, but at the same time, what I was laughing at as well was see your panic when you were on stream. You're like, it's Theory of a Dead Man playing.
Gonna copyright my whole stream.
And it was like, I couldn't hear anything. You could hear it maybe faintly, but it's like, I can't hear anything. You're like, no, I'm gonna get copyright. David Cage is coming for me. Like,
you owe me $5.
Knock knock, guess who? It's me and Bob. Bob, no, please. Don't break my kneecaps.
Bob's favorite band is Theory of a Dead Man.
Theory of a Bob, but that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah. Honestly, after that point, after you sleep with your ex-girlfriend and destroy your punching bag and play, can't even remember what you play, like the blues or rock music on the guitar, and also leave your windows open in the middle of winter. He was a weirdo before these cult powers, by the way. He's just such a weird guy. There is that one character, though, speaking of the voice acting, and I feel as if I have to mention it, the quote-unquote Chinese person.
Oh, God.
That just baffled me, and obviously I'm not doing an impression of that, but...
No.
No, absolutely no way. We're not touching that with a barge pole.
Nope.
Nope, no. But it's like, I feel as if there's a lot of, and again, I don't know how far it's insensitivity versus it's of the time, if you know what I mean. And I don't mean about that. That was a choice.
Oh, for sure.
Because Tyler goes to, I don't even know what you call it. He goes to Chinatown for some reason. And he goes to get a book. And the guy is voiced by, well, initially he puts on a very stereotypical Asian accent. And I remember, I think I texted you at the time. I was like, oh no. Like, what is going on here? And then he drops the accent. He is like, hey, actually, I'm from Brooklyn. Or some, or I don't know, Boston maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't do that accent, but you know, Boston, yeah, fair game.
Hey, I'm walking here.
Hey, I'm walking here. Nam and Jane.
Oh, the voice acting in Heavy Rain will be fun to talk talk about.
Oh, that'll be excellent. I cannot wait for that. Then he switches to, as I say, well, I say his normal accent, but I don't even think it's the normal accent or the voice
We
accent.
go from one a racist exaggerated accent to just another exaggerated accent.
Yeah, I was like, did he have a bingo card or something? Because, I mean, the other weird thing as well is Tyler's representation in this game. And compared to Lucas, of course, he's really the only black protagonist of this game. So you would think, oh, David, how hard can it be, you know, just to make him just a regular guy, just make him a police detective? He's got other interests. So, David, you want to tell me about this character? Well, yes, his place is decorated like a 1970s detective show. He also loves basketball.
He also owes someone money and has to win it back by playing basketball.
No, not just he wins it in basketball, but he also plays it. See, in the basically a basketball uniform, shorts and a tank top in winter. It's snowing outside. He's like, yeah, come on, I'm gonna play basketball. What is wrong with you?
We go to like a community center that's indoors to play basketball. No, we have to do it outside.
Oh, there must be a gym inside the police department. The police department really gave me Raccoon City Police Department vibes. I don't know if it did for you, but you're the big staircase at the top. It's like, what is going on here? Massive, but you would think he would do that. But no, he decides,
Speaking of the gym, there's a whole section where you're both Carla and Tyler just in the gym working out, and then you have like a boxing match in the middle of it, and it's like, what was the point of any of this? For fun.
Yeah, you have to decide as well who you want to beat up.
Right.
It's like, I don't like this, David Cage. Do you want to beat up this person or that
and they
person?
beat the crap out of each other too. It's like, I don't think we're doing a friendly boxing match here because we're kicking each other.
No, it's like something, again, not to pull this joke up 1,000 times, but it is like JoJo. It's just like, ora. You're like, oh no, what is going on? And it's like, you got an achievement for beating up Tyler, and I think there's an achievement for beating up Carla.
I think so.
I'm going to be honest, I'm not comfortable with any of those achievements. I know it's a sparring match and everything, but you're just like, And again, there's a lot of weird things like that. There's a moment where you have to do the witness statement, and it's like, tell me how much a sketch looks like Lucas, essentially, and you can decide purposely to mess it up or make it as close to Lucas as possible. And it's just like a kind of nothing scene, isn't it? Because even if you mess up, they'll still find Lucas, won't they?
Yeah, Tyler goes into the office. But before that, Tyler doesn't say his name correctly. He says his name is Taylor Miles while he's going into the office. And I was like, why didn't they just do a different take? That always baffled me, that they have the wrong name pronounced once. And then when he goes to interview Lucas, he brings up the sketch no matter how bad it looks. And he's like, this could look like you.
I wish I could say this is the first time they did this, but I was watching a video on Heavy Rain and someone also pointed out that they can't even pronounce origami correctly.
Origami.
It's origami or origami, or there's a guy who comes out, who's like, I can't even remember how he pronounces it. It's like origami or something like that. Like, I'm the origami killer. It's like, well, you're clearly not. I can't even get your own name right. It's like the Zodiac killer being like, I'm the Zodiac killer. It's like, yeah, okay, pack it up, guys. You've clearly messed up here.
He just has it on his hand, like,
phonetically.
Yeah, it's like smudged.
It would as well. Oh, God. I feel as if at the beginning you've got, again, I genuinely feel as if once you get over that point of Fahrenheit, it's just, it honestly tumbles, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What would you say the worst part of this game is? The obvious parts aside for what's bad, but what's the worst part you would say that this game just goes completely downhill? Or maybe not downhill, but just off the walls.
Off the walls, okay. Gameplay-wise, it's definitely the flashbacks both the times with the children. So you flash back to Lucas and Marcus as Marcus is Lucas's brother, and you flash back to when they're living on this military base. Gameplay-wise, it's so bad because David Cage shows you like a split second of what you're supposed to do. So if you don't notice what you're supposed to do, you're just going to keep failing over and over again. And the camera angles are so bad during both sections. One of them, you're playing hide and seek. And back to the apartment when you're playing with a guitar or punching bag, for the memes, for the funny ha-has, I drank so much that I lowered his mental health all the way down, and that screwed me for the rest of the game. Because if you get it under it, it's a game over. So you have to keep retrying things to make sure his mental health isn't down.
Yeah, that is actually something we haven't brought up yet.
Yes, the mental health meter.
Yeah, there's a mental health meter, which, as we all know, David Cage is a master and very sympathetic
course.
when it comes to mental health issues. We will get to you beyond two souls, trust me. But honestly, it's like I'm eyeing it up like, I know, don't you worry, we'll get to you. But yeah, there's a mental health meter that sometimes it makes sense and then other times it doesn't. So it's like you can do small actions that will either make you feel more anxious, more depressed, or it'll make you feel more elated, better. Like if you go for your duck soup, for example. And I think the first time you take a drink, it's fine.
Yes, it gives you like +5 or +10, but then subsequent ones, it's like -20.
Yeah.
And that just tanks your whole mental health. And it gets to a point where there's nothing really you can do to bring it up except just exactly what the game tells you. So you keep making it positive. But when I got to the hide and seek part, I had to find all the kids or else my mental health would go so down that I just had to keep redoing it.
I hated that scene so much.
Oh, gosh.
Especially when you rescue them. And for the most part, they're kind of stereotypical children. You know, they're like, oh my God, Lucas, you're such a freak. And
oh, they say the R slur during that part too. And I was so taken aback.
yeah, but that one child, yeah, that's exactly the child I'm thinking of. I was like, you know what? I couldn't save them all. I mean, no one would know. I just said, you know what? I'm just messing with you. You stay here. I'm trying to mess up the game. And, you know, I'm channeling my inner there. Sorry, I'll bleep that out. I'm channeling my inner origami killer there. But, yeah, he was a dick. But the R slur is very... Again, it's not ideal. It's just,
right. I was just like, whoa, okay. But yeah, those were the worst gameplay-wise. But where it went off the rails for me is when Lucas is finally embracing... He's dead, quote-unquote, after... So he goes to this carnival, or like this fairgrounds, that I guess is in the same universe as Detroit, I suppose.
Oh, we'll get to that.
And his ex-girlfriend is like hanging up there. She's a trap. So both of them die, quote-unquote, but it shows Tiffany is actually dead, but Lucas is now like a zombie, I suppose, in a sense, where he is now undead. And then Carla just finds Lucas at the cemetery where he's placing flowers for Tiffany. That's where things go off the rails for me, because Carla is so hell-bent on finding him, but then as soon as she actually gets to him, she's like, oh man, I've had a change of heart. The undead is kind of my thing.
I never knew how lifeless you looked. It's like, Mr. Cage, a word.
That whole section is where it went off the rails for me, because it's like, you've been looking for this guy, and she doesn't completely understand all this stuff at all. She has some inklings of there might be some supernatural elements up to this point, but she doesn't 100% know. But she's like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna trust you. Sure, why not? What's the worst that could happen? It's like, well, he could kill you. That's the worst that could happen, but sure, trust him. And then she falls in love with him out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I want to argue it's the worst quote-unquote romance David Cage has, because they know each other for roughly a day, and then you go to the train car and it's like, I love you, Carla. I love you, Lucas. And it's like, you two don't even know each other.
Do you think he had two smaller mannequins and he's like, oh, I love you. I love you, Mr. Cage. I mean, I love you, Lucas Kane. Oh, I love you, Carla. Oh, kissy. That's the only way I can think. You're not even exaggerating. You're entirely correct. That's how it plays out. Because for the most part, the only time you meet, well, other than from a distance, but the only time Carla meets, I was about to say David Cage. The only time Carla meets Lucas is when she interviews him, and he has a very American Psycho moment of, I need to return some videotapes and tries to escape. You know, it's baffling how he thought, oh yeah, I want a romance plot. And I thought, right, that kind of makes sense, but you can't have it in a game like this. Or rather, you can have it in a game like this, but you can't do it the way you've just done it. And especially the whole dead angle, that's just icky. Yeah, as you said, he goes to rescue Tiffany, and depending on what you do in the game, either he's hooked up with Tiffany again, or she's like, no, I don't want to hook up with you. But that doesn't matter, because David Cage says a romance must happen in this game. So therefore, why not? Let's put it in. Because it's like Agatha that brings him back, but oh no, it turns out it's the Purple Clan that bring him back. And again, at the end of the game, there is just that massive lore dump where it's like, oh, the Orange Clan are basically the ones who control the media, the Purple Clan are computers, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, I had no idea there were computers until I read the wiki after the game. I genuinely, maybe I just wasn't listening or I clocked out, but I was like, oh, are they supposed to be machines or something? Because you can get 3 separate endings for this game. Either you defeat both clans and you bring about peace and prosperity, and for some reason you sit under a big tree. I don't know why. If the Orange clan, who are the Mayan / Kingdom Hearts people, if they win, nothing changes. Everything just goes back to normal, which I find hilarious. And if the Purple clan win, then yeah, they freeze the earth and you go underground or something.
Do you take the orange pill, the purple pill, or you throw both of them in the toilet?
Please throw them both in the toilet, or do you drink alcohol with them?
Oh my gosh, that part of my stream was the cherry on top of the sundae.
I was like, Interstellar when he's back in the thing going, no, don't do it, don't do it. Because, yeah, there's a mechanic, I have to admit, it is a very educational mechanic, but nevertheless, there's a mechanic where if you take your sleeping pills and you take alcohol, you kill yourself by accident. But yeah, a lot of players seem to have done that they don't remember, or they just do it. Like your muscle memory, you're like, oh, I'm going to drink. And I love just how calm his delivery is, because I know David Cage is not a big fan of the game over scenarios, and that's what he did with Heavy Rain onwards to kind of work around that. But in this, there are a lot of game overs. It's always Lucas going, and that's how my story ended. I took pills and thinking, and you're like, what, this whole, evil organizations and, geopolitical conflicts and things, and you died because you mixed up your bottle, your pills with alcohol.
And that's how my story ended. I fell in the toilet.
And that's how I slipped in the shower. Or, oh God, there's actually one bit that I don't think you've mentioned yet with Carla, that being her, is it claustrophobia?
Yes.
Yeah, where there's like a mini game to regulate your breathing to avoid a panic attack. That was interesting. I didn't like that either. That was up there for me with the flashback scenes, trying to sneak around, but I did not like those at all. I thought the asylum was kind of creepy at times, but again, it's like any horror part of a game where it's like, oh, you play it so many times you die, and then, you're like, okay, the worst has happened.
Yeah.
What are you going to throw at me now?
That asylum needs to pay their electrical bill. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, that was weird, because again, they build it up very much like Silence and Alarms, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like she goes to visit someone who was involved in a similar case, but he didn't die, he got arrested, and he's like, like chained up and everything. You're sitting there going, is this Hannibal Lecter, or what is going on?
What are the regulations in this place?
Yeah, and the fact that all the doors, for some weird reason, they're all electric based, so they have a power cut, and that's why all the doors swing open and everything. And it's like, you would think they would just have a lock and key for a lot of these places. Like, I can understand maybe for a stretch that, the cell doors for the actual inpatients could have that, but yeah, for the main door in and out, it seems very not great in the fact that it is a bit problematic the way that...
Oh yeah, that whole section of, mental health is demonized and everyone who has mental health problems is scary and creepy and will kill you. It's like, okay, David Cage, we can take a step back.
There's literally a guy with his ass cheeks out. But she's like, I can't move, or he'll spot me. The guy's like walking around with his ass out, and I'm like, David, did this happen to you? Like, what happened in your life that you thought up this scene?
Yeah, we need an explanation for every part of his games.
Yeah. As I said, I would love to have him on the podcast, but after this month, I don't think he'll ever come on, to be quite frank. Or either that or he'll bring Bob on. But yeah, I don't know how to feel about it. He's just shy. Honestly, I'm trying to think of what else we haven't touched on. I mean, there's the Indigo Child
I was about to say the Indigo Child, the main part of the game, I suppose.
Yeah, it just pops up randomly. She pops up in those dream sequences. The one that kept killing you, I was howling at that. There's a scene where you joked about it before, but you're waiting for the ex-girlfriend Tiffany to come over, and eventually when she comes over, you give her the boxes, and if you play your cards right, you end up unlocking that particular minigame. If not, then she leaves and you get really, really depressed. But because you'd got really depressed and that, you go to bed, you wake up, and if you wake up and you go to the door, you see the Indigo Child, which then wakes you up from your dream state, but then you get depressed again, and then it kills you immediately. It's like, and that's how my story ended.
I saw a little girl and I died.
Yeah, that was it. It's like, what the hell? The one that actually, before we go on about the Indigo Child, the one that got me was later on when Carla and Tyler, or Taylor, of course, nah, jokes aside, when they are hunting for you and they kick down the door. And I don't know if this is the same for the console version, but in the PC version, there's one where they get the wrong door. So they kick down the door of this apartment complex, or it's either a hotel or an apartment, but they kick down the door and it's a couple just kind of going at it. Yeah, right, okay, I was just wondering if they censored that, because I was just like, David, can you keep it in your pants for 5 minutes? It's the scene where you phone up your brother and I hit the wrong prompt, and it's so funny when it's like, Marcus, you gotta get out of there. Someone's coming at me. He's like, yes, a minute. Hello, how can I help you? And you just hear him get ripped apart in the background, and it's like, -60, you are wrecked. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to reload that, because I was like, oh, Marcus annoyed the hell out of me in that game. Yeah, sorry, going back to the Indigo Child. Yeah, she's kind of just there. There's a scene where you go to the orphanage to pick her up, and then the Mayan guy who plot twists, he's been the one that's been possessing people to kill other people, because there's a scene as well, isn't there, that he possesses someone in a laundromat?
Yes.
For some weird reason. Like,
he has something against laundry. He's like, oh, I hate this the system of paying to do your laundry. What a crime.
Just listening to Theory of a Dead Man in the background. No, it is. It's just baffling. It's like, if you not killed enough people for this prophecy to come true, it's like, no, I need more. What I find weird as well is, see the big shadowy council that he reports to? Are they Mayans as well? Or...
I was confused by that. If they were all members of different societies, or if they were all Mayan, or... That's never really explained as far as I remember. It's just like, oh, we're the secret society.
You've got to ask yourself, when you're part of that secret society, who brought the Mayan? Who brought the Mayan death god who can turn into a panther? Questions have to be raised at some point. Do you think he has P45, is what I'm asking? Does he get paid for this? Is he doing it for the love of the game?
Yeah, like, what is the end goal here?
I mean, there's literally a scene, and I absolutely hate this moment, but there's a scene where you go to visit a Mayan expert professor, and there's no reason why that guy should have died, by the way, but it's like the Mayan person controls all the cars and they start throwing them at you, and you lightly push him to the side and he tumbles over, and he's like, I'm dying, Lucas. And you're like, what did you do while I was like flipping over cars? I don't get it.
He had an allergic reaction to the cars.
Or the tarmac. It's like, Jail is just like, oh yeah, my time has come. You must go on without me, like Kung Fu Panda and himself. And then again, it's like he's saying, oh yes, the Mayans have this ritual where if they kill someone, they can see through the eye of prophecy and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, this is getting way too complicated for you, David Cage. It's like, you're going to pump the brakes somehow, because then you've got I think it's the Invisibles, who are the homeless people.
Yes.
Who, plot twist, turns out they're the super secret organisation that are making sure everything's like...
The Watchers.
Yeah, David Cage has a very weird relationship when it comes to homeless characters.
Oh, for sure. I didn't even put that together until thinking about it. Like, yeah, for some reason, homeless people are just a secret society all the time to him. It's like, oh, okay.
Or they're just saints, yeah. Especially in Beyond Two Souls.
Yeah.
It's like, interesting.
There's got to be a story there somewhere.
Yeah. When I was 11. No, I was like, yeah, I don't get it. Oh, cool. He's got that organisation, but then when it keeps carrying on throughout his games, you're like, it happens once, full on me. Yeah. It's just, baffling. I can't think. But is there anything else that you want to touch on with this game?
I think the funny part about the Indigo Child is you'd imagine a small child, but she's like 12, 13 years old, and she doesn't speak either. So it's really awkward of this man just carrying around this 12-year-old girl who doesn't speak or blink. He's like, this child is so important. You don't understand. Yeah,
that is a bit problematic. Yeah. It's especially when you have to carry her out the room, and it's like, am I the good guy? Am I the bad guy? You know, and then the Mayan guy force chokes the nun, being like, no, I want the Indigo Child. And it's like, well, you're going to have to specify there's like 100 children here? Come on. Like, what is going on? Oh, it's just baffling. And then, of course, you get one of the greatest action scenes of all time. Basically, it's the reason why Dragon Ball wouldn't work in live action. And I know we've seen it in live action, but I think it just shows more the fact that they are jumping in the air, they're punching one another, they're flying, they're running across the walls. And I mean, did you think that was the greatest action piece of our generation?
Oh, for sure. The fact with that scene is it's so hard to pay attention fully because the QuickTime events, you're trying to like pay attention to that. But like the little that you do see when you're trying to pay attention to it, it's like, what is even happening in this sequence? You're just flying around. It's like he watched The Matrix. He's like, okay, I'm going to put this in my game and it's going to look so good. And then I watched the mocap footage of it too. And it's like, how do you not look at this and be like, okay, maybe we can tweak a little things here.
In defense somehow of mocap. What I will say is the mocap work for the most part, except for that scene, that is baffling, but the mocap work is surprisingly impressive for the time.
Oh, for sure.
Because, I mean, if you look at other games of 2005, and they were obviously still using, and again, I can't speak for every game, maybe there is one mocap game there that I'm not touching on, but for the most part, they were, you had to program the movements and things like that, and they were quite robotic, and for this, they do move relatively well, but the scene that really was seared into my mind is David Cage in the mocap suit. He's doing the scene where Lucas stabs the guy at the very beginning, and it's how he stumbles, and it's David Cage in the mocap suit stumbling, and he knocks the guy over, and then he goes on his knees, basically straddles this poor man, and then starts pretending to stab him. I wonder where that other guy is nowadays. Do you think he puts that in his CV? 2005, I was straddled by David Cage. Sorry, go on.
The most primary thing on my LinkedIn bio right there.
Yeah.
That's the profile picture too.
Not just David Cage.
Yeah.
The last thing you see before putting on a mocap suit. I mean, you get that the artist throwing himself into his work. That really surprised me. I mean, I suppose because he's in the beginning of the game, which, would you believe, I think it was the publisher of this game, Vivendi, that actually requested David Cage do the tutorial. Because I thought genuinely it was a David Cage thing, but according to other people, I mean, I could be wrong in that, but that was supposedly the thing. But then somehow, I'm just reading it now, that the publishing rights went from Vivendi to Atari of all people.
Yes, I remember seeing, I was like, Atari's involved. Oh, okay.
What are Atari doing nowadays? Other than their best, but what are they doing?
Re-releasing the Atari on like plug and play for the 18th time. Hey guys, you still want this?
Remember the Atari? It's like, no.
No.
I really don't. I'd rather play Fahrenheit again. We helped with that. Sure you did. It's like Lucas pushing Agatha. Sure you did. I really did. I have to say, see, in terms of mocap, that scene absolutely took me out of it when you visit Agatha for the first time and it's like, oh, push me over here, young man. See, if you do circles on the joystick or whatever, you could just spin her around and it's like, did nobody think to put some physics on this wheelchair? Oh, it's just as baffling. She also lives in the creepiest house known to man.
Right.
She lives in the Addams Family, man. Do you think that was the inspiration?
Quite possibly. It is pretty creepy going in there, and then it's like, how does she even live in here? What? How does she get around? First of all, she's blind too, so it's like there's no handles or anything or any sort of assistance to help her around this house. It's like she just kind of exists in here in this creepy place.
She's not even got, what is that American thing? You know where you press the button, the help.
Oh, the handicap buttons, yeah. Or the life alert, Life
alert, that's it. Help, I've fallen and I can't get up. Surely she would have had one of them, but no.
I mean, considering David Cage can't get CPR right.
Oh, yeah, that's something we need to touch on, yeah. So, Jules, yeah, according to David Cage, how should you do CPR? Let's say, hypothetically, you're wanted for murder, you walk into a park, and then all of a sudden a child stupidly falls through the ice. For no reason. He was nowhere near the ice, but that's another thing. So he falls, you dive in, you grab him, you save him, throw him up. How do you perform CPR, according to David Cage?
Okay, so you dive into the frozen lake after him, naturally. You pull the child up. You place them on the frozen ground around, and then you go 1, then you wait 3 seconds, 2, 3.
Nothing wrong with me. 3, nothing wrong with me. Let
No
the
breaths,
bodies hit the
just
floor.
chest compressions every 3 seconds.
I was absolutely cackling.
I was in pain.
It's just it's when you were doing that, and I was like, oh, this is a funny scene, and you're like, this isn't how CPR works. I am certified in this. This isn't how it works.
I've been CPR certified for over 10 years, so I've had to go through this motion so many times.
Yeah.
And someone in my chat pointed out that the CPR method that is currently used wasn't used back then, but it was still relatively similar. It was 15 and 1, but now it's 30 and 2. So even with it not being the same as it is now, it was nowhere close to how CPR is supposed to work. And it's not even the first instance of David Cage getting CPR. Well, I guess this one is the first instance of getting wrong. But then in later games, he also just never bothers to look up how CPR actually works. So that is also another common theme with David Cage of, why would I look up how this procedure actually works?
Yeah, why would he when you can watch The Matrix for the 50th time? I feel as if that child wouldn't have had long considering it. As you said, it's like 1, oh, I'm bored. 2, great. 3, I wonder if Theory of a Dead Man are touring in my city. 4, oh, he's alive again. Oh, praise be. I am Lucas Jesus. Yeah, so in summary, don't go to David Cage for medical advice.
No, not at all.
See, overall, comparing it to the other games that he's done from obviously Fahrenheit to Detroit, where would you rank this game?
Oh, this is the toughest one to me because I know where I would put Heavy Rain and Detroit.
Yeah.
But with this game and Beyond, it's just on the opposite spectrums of bad. You have Beyond being on the boring spectrum where you're almost falling asleep while playing it sometimes. And then with this game, it's like, it's kind of more towards the, oh, this is just bad gameplay in general, but at least I'm not falling asleep. So I'd have to put out of that principal mindset of like, I'd rather play something that's bad, but I'm not falling asleep to. So I'd say this is 3rd, but not super far away from 4th.
Yeah, I have to say there's one for me that is way worse than this, and I can't believe I'm saying that, considering this is a game where you have the rumpy pumpy mini game, you've got the offensive stereotypes, you've got a lot of interesting and very thought-provoking moments, but it's kind of thrown to the wayside when they say, oh yeah, did you also know your protagonist is dead and suddenly the hottest person in the world now? And it's like,
Are you single? Try this one simple method to get all the ladies.
Step 1, go to the theme park. Just, you know, it's like, I didn't even realise he died until they were like, oh yeah, do you know he's dead? And it's like, oh,
okay.
Fair dues.
I think I can cut this game a little more slack than Beyond because it came out at 2005. David was experimenting with stuff. And it's like, okay, yeah, you were limited by the hardware and some of these things. It is kind of annoying that you constantly have to play the Simon Says game no matter what is happening on the screen. But with Beyond, it's just like you've had 2 games, or technically 3 with Omicron. You've had 3 games under your belt. It just becomes kind of unacceptable to a point of like, why did you make this? And then you had such a bigger budget and better actors in the game too. It's like, how did you fumble this way more?
Oh yeah, we will definitely get onto that. But honestly, I do agree with you, to be honest, because see, for the time, and I can't believe I'm saying that it was a different time. It really was in terms of gaming, because for the most part, a lot of the games that came out in 2005, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but they weren't really doing things like this, were they? I mean,
no.
Totally not Googling. But, you know, I mean, you had things like Resident Evil 4, you had God of War, Shadow of Colossus. Jesus, there's a lot of good games in 2005.
What a bad year for David to release this game.
What a terrible year for it to come out. Well, 2007, that'll be our year. Oh no. You had Star Wars Battlefront 2, one of my favourite shooter games of all time. You had all these games that were more action-oriented, I would say. And don't get me wrong, each one had their pros and cons. I mean, you had Nintendogs, for God's sake. I mean, Nintendogs, Fahrenheit. It's going to come out on top.
I pulled up a list that it's called 2005 Game of the Years. So you have God of War, Resident Evil 4, Shadow of the Colossus, Psychonauts, Devil May Cry 3, Indigo Prophecy.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, oh yeah, that would definitely be my 6th choice for game of the year.
Oh yeah, I can't blame you. Honestly, again, as much as I joke about this game, it is impressive what they did for the time. And despite all its problematic elements as we've gone over, it is quite good to see how someone was looking at the medium of video games and saying, how can we use it to tell a story artistically rather than just making it more, like arcadey and such? Because I think it's something that David Cage himself had mentioned in one of his interviews, that he grew up, but he felt as if a lot of the video games that he was playing didn't really grow up with him. And I do think that is, at least back then, it was quite a big problem, that a lot of the games in the kind of early 2000s, although some of them eventually developed to be absolutely fantastic, they did have moments where, I mean, even in Resident Evil, the first Resident Evil is one of the best games of all time, but it's kind of outweighed by a lot of kind of cheesy dialogue and things like that, and you're more focused on the shooty action part of it than you are the kind of core story. And there is a core story. Sorry, I think the Resident Evil fans outside are sharpening their pitchforks.
I have my bingo card on the ready.
Thank you. But yeah, no, jokes aside, I do appreciate in a way what he was trying to do with this game. Does it land? No. I feel as if in retrospect we can say that, because at the time this game was heavily praised, surprisingly. Like, I was expecting everyone to say, oh, it was rubbish, it wasn't great. I mean, it got a lot of very positive reviews. I mean, obviously the Simon Says wasn't that great, but yeah, it was interesting. And again, going back to the whole Lucas thing, I think it was really weird how they did turn him into a Superman Jesus figure, especially since the reason he gets the powers, it's not something we've mentioned, but the reason he gets the powers is because he was essentially exposed in the womb to, I want to say, kryptonite.
Yeah, it's like nuclear weapons or something.
No, it's like an alien.
Oh, right, you're right. It's like Krypton.
Yeah, Chroma, that was it.
Oh yes, Chroma.
Yeah, I know it wasn't called kryptonite,
Exposed
by the way.
to cryptocurrency.
Yeah. Buy your dollar sign Chroma now. For legal reasons, do not Google that, because if it is a real thing and you lose all your money, I am not accountable. Don't do it. I'm joking. But yeah, it's like, even at the very end, when Carla, again, Rumpy Pumpy's a corpse, it's so weird.
Yeah.
It does that. And then it's like, oh, now she's pregnant. Again, I don't know how that works.
God. And the way he says it too, he's like, my wife, and we're pregnant with our child. And it's like, okay.
What do you mean we? Who's we in this? Oh God. I mean, sorry, that's such a nitpick, but see, when you see people going, we are pregnant, it's like, what do you mean we?
They're both pregnant, actually.
Yeah. This isn't like a junior situation going on here. It's like, oh, but anyway, sorry, that's such a nitpick, but yeah, you're completely right. It's like, me, my wife. Oh, great, Lucas, yeah. Hash those gender stereotypes. And yeah, it's like, because she was in the pool of green liquid or something, or beside the pool of green liquids, that I was going to say, I thought they baptised the child, and they put her on like a stone slab, and she gives a message. Is that not the whole thing? It's like, they want her because she's going to give a message for humanity, and it's a means of control or something. That shows how little we care about that, to be honest, because it's kind of hard to care when in the last few chapters we have seen a blind woman in a wheelchair use her psychic powers to turn into a robot AI thing. Yeah, we've seen a Mayan guy get dunked into the goo. So you're like, yeah, what else could you possibly throw? And it's like, when you put her down and you've got the angelic music, and it's like, oh, okay. Great. Thank you, David Cage. Thank you for this very weird game. Now, before we wrap up, I actually just got a totally not vision from somewhere. One of my very good friends, Dan from Gaming Views, who I actually mentioned earlier, who recommended Omicron to play, and now he's literally just messaged me saying, am I too late for this? And I'm like, you're literally the only one who's made a message for this. Do you want to hear his thoughts?
Oh, absolutely.
Thank God, because it would have been really awkward if you said no.
No, actually.
No, end the episode. I want to talk about Heavy Rain now. So, this is what he said. He says, thoughts for your pod. An early memory of mine from when I was briefly a PC gamer. I enjoyed the game for what it was trying to do. The opening scene, where you're playing as both criminal and police, at the time I thought was incredible and was quite tense. The game itself was ultimately let down by an insane final third and also horrendous decision to make some of the bigger action scenes behind huge, literally, Simon Says games that meant that you couldn't see it. That is true. Also, I'm sure there was a really annoying stealth bit when you are remembering as a kid. Again, true. But I still feel a pang of nostalgia for it due to the memories and again what it tried to do. It's also the only game I've ever written a review for on GameSpot all those years ago, and I think it's still out there. First of all, I'm so sorry, Dan. To be honest, I think that really summarises what we've said about this game.
Yeah.
Also, you can take a pee in this game as well.
Oh, yes, there's multiple places and times where you can relieve yourself.
You can even relieve yourself when you're in the middle of a crime investigation, which is very awkward and it doesn't do anyone's mental health any good. I was baffled in that scene. But on that note, no, in all seriousness, yeah, I do agree. I think that although it's not a game like Heavy Rain or Detroit that I would personally go back to and play, I do think there is some charm to this game. And if you want to play it, go for it. I'm neither encouraging nor dissuading anyone who wants to play it. So yeah, if you want to try it, would you recommend people try this game?
I would at least recommend either watching it or playing it at least once just to experience it. Because I don't think just talking about it to someone does it any justice. I think you need to fully put yourself into the game to truly experience it. I like seeing how different of a game it is compared to everything coming out of the time. And even now, I feel like the thing that gaming has focused on the most over the past like 5-10 years is just graphical improvements and not really experimenting with different genres. You can throw in Kojima in there with Death Stranding. That's a whole new genre of game there. But not many people are trying to make up new genres like David Cage is. So I have to give him some credit there of just not completely conforming with, oh, these games aren't super popular. It's like the genre that people want to play. I'm going to go make my own thing, and he sticks to it. And for the most part, I would say half of his games, I would say, are really good games. And then some didn't land, but I do appreciate him sticking with it and just trying new things to try to elevate the gaming space in general.
No, I'm totally with you there. I genuinely do think that whether or not it landed right, at least they did try something different. And that is something that I spoke about it for other gaming franchises. Like, for example, when no surprise here, I'm going to bring up Sonic the Hedgehog, who is, of course, slower than David Cage, is that during the dark age of those games, they tried a lot of different things. They literally gave one of the hedgehogs a gun. But at the same time, that's what makes it so memorable, is because they tried different genres and they tried different games. And, you know, from a business sense, it doesn't really make much sense, which, as you said, I think is why you get a lot of repetition nowadays with games, that they just make the graphics better, but they don't really improve on anything, which is such a shame, because honestly, there is so much potential out there for games like this to take off. You know, and when I say games like this, I mean the concept of it, not as a carbon copy. The only thing I will say is, if you are going into this game, be careful not to stream the bonuses of this game. And I have to admit, I nearly spat out my tea when I realised what scene you were playing. Because I was like, oh, this looks familiar. There's literally a scene, and I don't know why, but it's like a lot of them are Tyler-based, where you fight the guy pretending to be a Chinese man in one of them. Yeah, and things like that. And he clones himself. It's really weird. But there's one particular one where his girlfriend's dancing for him.
My Twitch career flashed before my eyeballs.
It really did. I saw the panic. You're like, oh, I see cheeks. No. Fortunately, you managed to get away before the worst of it, but they basically show you the full body, as it were, of his girlfriend dancing on the table, and it's him giving a thumbs up. You know that Simpsons scene where it's Lenny giving the thumbs up and the big smile? That's what that reminded me of. I was just like, why would you put this in the game? But another weird thing as well is there's also like a dance party one, where it's like, I don't know if you've seen this one, it's where they're all dancing together.
I don't think I did, no.
But they kind of flip between different models. And of course, no surprise, David Cage's model is dancing with Carla's model, and she's in the tank top and the pants.
Oh boy.
And I'm like, of course you are, David. Of course you are. And on that horrifying note, you're not getting any sleep after listening to this episode. Yeah, Jules, honestly, thank you so much for A, you know, agreeing to come on for this month, but also B, replaying this game.
Oh, of course. For as much of a struggle the game can be at times. It's fun going back to it and seeing just how crazy it was. I don't know. I do like David Cage games for the most part, and I'm excited for whatever comes next, whatever he decides to make, but I look forward to it. I don't know. They're fun, different types of games. I love to just see different genres of games.
As far as I remember, Quantic Dream's working in a Star Wars game, but it's a bit like, Elder Scrolls 6, where it's like, oh, here's a really vague trailer.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, and there's been no news since, so I'm like, is he working on it? Well, I say he, the company, working on it.
David is personally only working on this.
I apologise to all the developers, the actors, the musicians and things who worked on these games, because honestly, you did a great job for what you were working on here, but, it's like, whenever I talk about these games and they go, oh, it's David Cage's game, I have to shout out everybody else out there that worked on this game, even though it's David Cage. But for better or for worse, that might be a good thing for you. Putting it all to David Cage, being like, yeah, that was his game. It had nothing to do with me. On that note, before we wrap up, where can these amazing Pandalorians listening at home find your content, Jules?
All my socials are BadGamesJules, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, all my stuff under the same handle, just BadGamesJules.
Honestly, that is so handy. But yeah, if you want to listen to more episodes from ourselves, as well as the rest of Quantic Dream Month coming up, then you can indeed check us out on our website, chatsanami.com, as well as all good podcast apps. I also want to give a huge shout out to our Pandalorian patrons, Robotic Battle Toaster, Ghostie, and Cryptic 1991. Thank you so much for supporting the show. And if you would like to listen to early access episodes, exclusive content, and, well, us talking for another 10 hours about the Orange Clan versus the Purple Clan, for legal reasons, that last one's a joke, then indeed you can check us out. I swear to God it's a joke. You can check us out on our Patreon page, patreon.com/chatsunami. This podcast is, of course, a proud member of the Podpack Collective. For more information, check us out on our Twitter/X page at Podpack Collect. But until next time, thank you all so much for joining us in the first episode of Quantic Dream Month. Next week, we're going to be talking about the one and only Heavy Rain. You know it, we're going to be talking about it for a good while, so yeah, get your umbrellas ready, and we'll see you next week. Stay safe, stay awesome, and most importantly, stay hydrated.